Hello, Patriots. I'm Lee Watts, and this is Patriot Point, your source for news and analysis from a conservative, Christian, and common sense point of view. Well, this week we're going to be looking at the Trump trial and how Trump could actually be president for 6 terms. I'm sure any Democrats watching right now, any liberals, are probably thinking this. Yes, they may be screaming no, but it actually can happen. All nice and legal and constitutional-like, and I will be explaining how that is in this program. Let's explain where we're at right now in the process of everything. Notice, first of all, what we did not see in the news this past week. After this sham of a court issued its verdict, we did not see a bunch of conservative Republicans out there burning cities to the ground or destroying private property. No, that's what the liberal, socialist, communists do. The conservatives did not do that. After the verdict has come out, the sentencing, which could include up to a 4-year prison sentence, by the way, the sentencing is going to be announced on July the 11th. Now, when that happens, the Trump legal team will have 30 days from that day to say we're going to file for an appeal. It's not actually the appeal, it's just a notice saying that we intend to appeal. They get 30 days to do that. After they put in their notice saying we intend to appeal, they actually have an additional 6 months under New York law before they actually have to file for the appeal. So this whole process of how this case is actually going to turn out at the end, we probably won't know the end of this until well after the November election. This whole thing has just reminded me, all this kangaroo court has just reminded me of a Kentucky country road, crooked as all get out. Well, I think right now the Democrats are in panic mode because they realize we've got to do something crazy if we have to, such as this trial, because they realize that Joe Biden's chances of re-election are slim to none. They had a poll that came out just last Friday, and it shows that Joe Biden's approval rating among Americans, this includes the Democrats and independents, is a whopping 38%. And that's when you're including all of your hardcore people that are for you and the independents. He's got some major problems right now. It's like Ronald Reagan said when he was going up for running against Jimmy Carter. He said, "Are you better off than you were 4 years ago?" Well, the American people are going to have to answer.
No, 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 no.
No, we are worse off under Biden 4 years. Gas prices are higher, housing prices are higher, food prices are higher. Inflation is beating Joe Biden's chances of getting reelected, beating that chance to death. Then we've also got the border crisis. Do you realize under Biden, for the 4 years he's been in office, there is going to be a whopping 12,924,245 illegals enter our country. Just in 4 years under Biden, it is nearly 13 million illegal invaders. I want everybody to get a perspective on how many people that is. During just Joe Biden's term, he has let more illegals come into the country than is the total of all of the people, men, women, and children in West Virginia, Hawaii, New Hampshire, Maine, Montana, Rhode Island, Delaware, South Dakota, North Dakota, Alaska, Vermont, and Wyoming, all put together. That is how many illegals Joe Biden himself has let into the country. That's more than 12 states worth of people that have been added in. This is a huge, massive crisis. So you got the inflation crisis, you got the border crisis, you got the debacle of the Afghanistani withdrawal, the Ukrainian invasion, which could have been stopped if America had been strong. So Trump is overwhelmingly likely to win in the upcoming election, and the Democrats all know that. Of course, when that happens, then you're going to see a few things. First of all, you can see the Democrats denying election results, and you'll probably see a bunch of liberal Democrat socialists out there destroying private property. So with all that being said, how is President Trump going to have a total of 6 terms? Well, if he wins this upcoming election in November, that will be his 2nd term. Well, according to the United States Constitution, the president is only allowed to serve 2 terms. So where are we getting the other 4? Well, we're getting the other 4 President Trumps because Trump has sons. He has some kids who are very involved in politics. And we've had father and son be president before. There was John Adams and then John Quincy Adams. Of course, we had the first George Bush, then we had George W. Bush. So to have a president, a father, and a son be president is not unprecedented. So you can have Donald Trump Jr. become president. He is already being considered to run for governor of the state of New York. So can you imagine he does that for a term and then runs for president? He could have that for 2 more terms. Then, of course, he's got Donald Trump has another son, Eric Trump, who is very interested and active in the political involvement. So he could serve 2 more terms. So you have President Trump himself serving 2, then each of his sons serving 2 more. That gives you 6 terms. And that doesn't even talk about his other son, Barron, who's coming up. And by that time would be full-grown man with lots of political experience. There is very much a chance to have more than one President Trump, and whether you like him as a person or not, his policies have done America a great good. And when America is strong, you get better international security. The border was more secure, gas prices were lower, food prices were lower, housing prices were lower, and it just goes on and on. So we might quite possibly see more than one President Trump and 6 or more terms of a Trump being president of the United States. Of course, this all depends on if we actually have a legal election with the actual results coming up in this November. If you'd like to learn more about how you can help secure our elections, we're going to be having an election integrity event here in Richmond, Kentucky later this month. I'm going to be one of the speakers at the event, and I hope you'll come out for it. In fact, each month I like to announce where I'm going to be speaking at for the coming days. So for the coming week, these are the different places that I'll be speaking and preaching at. On June the 7th, I'll be at the Faith Baptist Church in Franklin, Kentucky. Then on June the 8th, this is the election integrity event hosted by what is called the Salt and Light Brigade in Richmond, Kentucky. Then on June the 9th, I'll be preaching over at the Rolling Hills Baptist Church in Shepherdsville. And on June the 11th, I'll be speaking at the Lincoln County GOP in Crab Orchard, Kentucky. Of course, the addresses are there on the screen. If you'd like to come into any of these events, they're all free, and I'd love to see you there. We've had an increasing number of patriots been stepping up and making a difference across the state, and it has made a huge difference in Kentucky politics. And it's been said before, if America is a body, then Kentucky is its heart. So let's be active, do a little heart surgery, turning America back to conservatism and some biblical Christian conservative values. Well, that's the news for this week. So until next week, Patriots, I'm Lee Watts for Patriot Point, reminding you that liberty is not a spectator sport.
What? No.